Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys have been following along, you know that I post every week, but this was the first week that I kind of missed an upload, so I'm really sorry. I didn't want to put out a video that was kind of like half done. School is starting to pick up and I got kind of busy over the weekend, took a trip to Austin, but we should be going back to our regular schedule, not this weekend but the next. But yeah, let's get started. Alright, so last week I made a few changes inside the tank. First was this hammer. I moved down the purple hammer. It used to be on one of those little suction cups. I moved it down. It's in the spot that the golden hammer used to be, and I moved the gold hammer down to the bottom left a little bit, away from the light. Hopefully it bounces back from the bleaching. Other than that, I still have this little new gold hammer that I have up here in the top right corner, or hammer slash frog variant. I'm not sure what color I'm missing now with this little hammer garden. Maybe an orange? I haven't seen an orange in person, but I've seen some pictures if it's even real. So maybe an orange one. Now that I think about it, I think I'm missing the Holy Grail hammer, but yeah, let me know in the comments what I should get next. Alright, so the second big change I made was I used to have a rock structure right here behind the gold hammer that had a bunch of zoas and was housing this green torch on top. But that rock was still infested with nudibranch, so I kind of cut my losses. I didn't like the zoas too much anyways and tossed that one out. Just a random zoa floating in the back. But yeah, so I have this new rock structure. The other zoas are bouncing back pretty well. I noticed my other chaos kind of took on a different mutation. I forgot what you call it, but I basically did a freshwater dip with revive, and I guess that was really stressful, which caused the zoas to have like another form. A-cans are still looking nice. But yeah, so it looks kind of awkward right now, that new rock structure. I also moved the yuma rock to the front a little bit because they were browning out. But yeah, those were the two major changes I made in the tank. So that new rock and the hammer garden.
1 week later.
Alright, so this was after I got back from the Austin trip. Of course, when you leave, everything starts going wrong. So this hammer just kind of fell over. I don't know what happened. It might have been the huge hermit crab I had. The gold hammer still looks the same. I'm gonna give that one some time to bounce back. I also had my forest fire digi colony kind of knocked over too, so let me fix those real quick. Alright, so moving on, we have the Gonapora. This one hasn't been doing well for a while, but the one that surprised me the most was the one up here. This one has been doing amazing actually until recently, which kind of caught me off guard. And sorry about my tank, it's a little dirty right now. I kind of just picked up the camera and started recording when I got back from the trip. Alright, so moving down to the top down view, one of my favorites. Besides the garden port that we just talked about, everything else is actually not looking too bad. The zoas are, they're doing well. The colonies are starting to kind of take hold again. I'm planning to get a new RAS or so to take care of the nudibranch for my next video. But yeah, so green torch is doing amazing, still splitting into 4. Gold torch, I think that's like everybody's favorite. I think my most viewed video has this gold torch as the thumbnail. This one's kind of hard, but baby Yuma still doing well, kind of getting bigger just a little bit. That's really all for the left side. Next we have the SPS. They're doing pretty well. You can still see cyano. It's been a big struggle battling with the cyano. It's been here for like a month and a half, but everything else is growing pretty nice. One thing that surprised me the most was this pink acro that I've had. I had this one for months, and now it's finally showing signs of like a different color. So I thought it was only pink, but now it has some gold tips. A better look at the cyano. I've noticed that it's only on this like top rock, which is like covered with cyano usually, and I'm not sure what's wrong with the zoas back there. It might be cyano, might be the nudibranch. But yeah, I'll start talking about more of the SPS in a little bit later in the video, more in depth. For the right side, I have my hammers. You've seen these ones looking pretty good. And the purple one right here, where you see like it's missing a head, it actually came frag like that, so I didn't lose a head or anything, it just came like that. And yeah, that's about it. That's how everything's doing in the tank. Now I'm gonna start talking about this large splatter hammer that I have. So this one I started off with 2 heads and it started populating a lot. But the underside with these little heads on the side, it's getting shaded really heavily by the bigger heads on the top. I thought about getting a new light, but that wasn't really a good option. So I ended up actually just removing it from the rock and adjusting its position a little bit. I still have this A-can here on the right side, still on one of the suction cups, and we also have another familiar face, Aptasia. But GSP is doing really well, the wall is growing up pretty fast. Before I moved this splatter hammer, I wanted to show you guys how amazing and beautiful it was. I think I counted like 10 or 11 heads on this bad boy. And I also spotted some vermilion snails that I snipped off to just help the colony. Here it is after moving it. I ended up just rotating the colony by 180 degrees. And yeah, that was my easy solution to get it more light from the AI Hydra. Another neat thing I noticed was with my Frogspawn. I spotted this little bubble kind of in the middle of the mouth. I read up on a few things and apparently it's a good sign that your Frogspawn is gonna start to split. So that's pretty exciting. I'm just gonna let it do its own thing. But yeah, look at my clownfish. They got pretty chubby. I guess I fat shamed them too hard, but at least they're round and happy. Alright, so starting with the SPS, this bonsai is still continuing to grow. I see some small stubs coming out. This next encrusting one is still encrusting. I don't see any growth vertically. If anybody knows the name, please let me know. The golden rod is making really good progress. The top, I can't tell if the tips are burnt or if that's just new growth. But I'm getting a little worried because it's starting to hit close to the top of the tank, as you can see in the water line. So I'm not sure what I'll do. I might just frag it down a little bit more. This next one is still continuing to color up, and the red robin from Worldwide Corals is, I don't know, the growth has kind of stunted. It hasn't really made any progress, but at least it's still alive. Here's a closer look at the Oregon blue tort from the last video. Really nice, and I can finally see some polyp extension out of this one, so I'm pretty happy about that. I know I talked about this pink acro already, but I'm just really excited to see its true form. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I've had this acro forever. Like it was my first SPS, believe it or not. And I kid you not, it has not had a single growth. It has been the same size almost, and I can see just a little bit of growth, but not even like anything crazy. But yeah, so hopefully you guys understand my excitement with this little tiny change in its color. Here is the forest fire digitata colony. If the camera would focus in on this one. Piece broke off, so I ended up gluing it to the back wall, if you guys saw earlier in the top down view. But he's definitely growing pretty quick. Alright, I don't know when the last time I showed you my light was, but if you're new to the channel, you might find this kind of funny. So I have this AI Hydra 32 HD mounted here to the HMS stand, but also hooked up to this wall stand. Long story short, I used to have another light there, but anyways, so this light shade is kind of cutting off the tank from light. So this right side of the tank is not getting enough light. It's kind of shaded, and so I think what I'm gonna do is remove this piece, and I think I might either redesign a piece or just leave it bare. But yeah, basically I'm just trying to help my hammers on the right side. So that was another change I made. So yeah, here we go, took it off, and as you can see, it looks kind of weird now. It's weird to me at least. The light's a little crooked, sorry. But yeah, kind of just basic. It's there now. But yeah, the right side is getting more coverage. I only had the shade in the first place to prevent bleeding into the room. But to be honest, at this point, I don't really even mind, because I'm only in the living room to just stare at my tank, to be honest. Alright, so plan B to fighting cyano. I've replaced a few of my cartilages last time a few months ago, but I didn't change out the membrane. So I decided to order a new one, which I'm pretty glad, because the old one just looked horrible. It was just browned out, and you can tell it was, you know, past its life point. So yeah, I ordered this new one, hooked it up. So hopefully the new water I'm making is gonna help the cyano problem. Here's some random footage of my conch snail and my yellow coral banded shrimp. I feel like I talk about conscious like every video, but definitely one of my favorite cleanup crew members. But it's not often that you see Mr. Jummy the shrimp. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's typically hanging out under the Splatter hammer colony. Oh, and here's my yellow assessor basslet. I guess they're just all kind of hanging out today in this little corner. I guess they came by to say make sure you like and subscribe and support the channel. But yeah, the tank has been making slow progress, some minor setbacks, but hopefully all goes well. Sorry, the footage is a little bit blurry. I shot this after doing a water change, so all the like debris was kind of kicked up and stuff. My hammer garden kind of has like a staircase pattern to it now, starting at the bottom kind of going up, which I thought was kind of funny. I'm not the best when it comes to aquascaping and coral placement, so forgive me if it's a little bit weird seeing it in like a staircase pattern. Sunkissed Bounce also making progress, is slowly growing along with its bubbles. Hopefully I see some babies or a split soon. But yeah, I kind of have a love for shrimps now. If you guys have made it this far, thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel. I just picked up a new lens too at the top of my hand to shoot some better footage, but to be honest I couldn't really tell. Maybe there's a slight difference in quality. But yeah, kind of nerdy, but the lens opens up whenever I turn on the camera. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll catch you guys not this weekend but the next. Peace.